All right, now the next exercise we're going to do is another raise, shoulder raise, but it's a front. We're going to do a front raise, which hits your front of your shoulders, and then we'll do a lateral, side lateral, which basically hits overall shoulders. And I'm just going to do them in a superset so you can kind of see what they are, and then we'll worry about that. So wait for time, but basically now this one here, you do want to stay forward in front here. This is where we want this one to start, not here. So you want to start here, and then you're just bringing them up more. Back here, up, up. Main thing is to keep, you don't want to be doing this. You want to try and keep everything straight. Boom, control it all the way down. Nice and easy. Remember, breathe. Again, 4 to 8, 4 sets, 8 to 12 on these also. And then we'll go to the next exercise. Yeah. Okay, so basically what we're going to do here, now the front raise, I'm going to show you that. Again, you can do with the bar, with the plate, kettlebells, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. But you can come up here. You'll see sometimes some guys do this, but you can do that too. The majority of the time I would right here. And again, the most important thing is controlling all the way down, just as much as controlling all the way up. And then, like I say, if you're going to superset them, you do as many as you can, and you go into, you can superset them with those or these. Again, the main thing, the goal here is to pump as much blood into that area as possibly can and fatigue it. Take it to positive failure. Later on, like I say, if we're training in a session, you might have somebody give you some negatives, which we'll show you. I mean, it's just assist negatives. If you want to go past failure or beyond failure, basically means where you can't get by yourself. And for the person that wants to really get the most out of stuff, that's what we have to do. You have to take your last rep. You don't come up here and pick this weight and do 10 reps. I do my 10 reps or my 12 reps, go sit down, and you see everybody anymore sit down and they're on their cell phone or whatever. And I mean, if that's what you want out of it, that's fine. But if you really want something out of it, if you really want what's going to work, you need to keep everything going. You do what you got, and then you move to the next set. Try and keep everything. These kind of exercises here, if you're working out with somebody, it's one right after each other. You really shouldn't wait more than 90 seconds on these exercises. You shouldn't have to. Now, like I say, with the press in the back, we were saying you're talking 3 minutes. So that's now, like I say, you can use the wheel. We call it the wheel. So this is the same thing, shoulder raise. So basically, you're coming up and down, same way. So whatever you want, you can use 25. See, I mean, guys can do hundreds. It's whatever it is. But main thing again is, if you do something, don't be afraid to do different exercises. Try different things, but just make sure you do them correct. Your form is the most important thing in any of this stuff. Now, the other thing I'm going to show you is it's called an Arnold press. And I see so many people doing this. 95% of them ain't doing it right anyway. So I'm going to show you this. Now, this press here basically hits all front. This is like an all front head press. So if you want to try and just do, so you're basically starting right here. You're starting right with your arms like this, and then you're going straight up and you're turning the weight. All right, back down here, back up. Now, what a lot of people do is they do this already up here. That's not what this is. Obviously, this is not an exercise that you're going to do 100-pound dumbbells with, because it isn't easy. But you don't want to do this, because that's not what we're doing. That's a shoulder press. All right, that's this. All right, so here you want the Arnold press is up, boom. You don't turn till you get up, boom, down, up, and that will hit nothing but front, head, shoulder. Again, find a weight that works for you. 48 sets of that. You can throw them in. You can do them with the superset. I'll do that, finish with that. Anything, any way you want to do it. It doesn't make any difference. Now this shoulder press over here is basically the same thing. This is a good little shoulder press. Again, it's pretty much kind of mimics that a little bit, except your arms are a little bit further out. So you can go this way too. I don't like pressing too much like that because my left shoulder's a little screwed up. So you just kind of press it up and down. Just like so. Up and let your air out, and then down. Up. It's like so. And that also would be a 4 to 8. 4 sets, 8, 12 rep ratio. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you today on this segment as far as shoulders, there's a million more things we can show you, but I'm going to show you a couple rear delt, which is, again, back your shoulders. There's a couple different variations you can do. Whatever works for you, comfortable. The old school way is you just get yourself, bend here, your butt's back, and you're just like that. Bring your arms up, squeezing your back. Head down, just like that. Now, another way you can do it is you can take it and you fly out this way. I actually think this, myself, I feel this more here. Throw them out. You want to squeeze, make sure you get that squeeze. And control on the way down. And you can also, this one here, you can also take them like here and go this way. A little bit more. You're leaning a little bit more. Your arms are going more out forward. Just play with it and see what you like. But those there, you can do them, or you can come on here. Now, say your lower back's bothering you, and just like any of this stuff, you want to isolate your back. So, I mean, you don't want to put, a lot of people have lower back problems or whatever, so there's a lot of exercises they can't do. So you come here, put your head on here, rest your head on here, and do the same thing. This way, it takes the stress off, a little bit less stress on your lower back. If you're having back problems. Same way. Now that's called a rear delt raise. You can see there's a couple different variations you can do on cables. The other thing I'm going to show you is you can do, it's called a rope pull. You can superset these if you want. You don't have to. Again, find a weight that's comfortable for you. Your arms up here. And just bring it back. Elbows out. Squeeze. Squeeze. You want that thing almost hitting you in the forehead. You watch how my hands stay out. They're not in here. This way I can get that squeeze deeper. Throw my elbows back. Now that's another good one you can do for rear delts. The upright roll that I showed you, that'll hit your rear delts, your trapezoids in the back. And the other thing, again for traps, some guys do traps with shoulders, some guys do them with back. Myself, I like to do them both, with both off and on, but I think I like them a little bit more better with my back than shoulders. But I'll show you. This is just a regular shrug here. You're gonna come up, squeeze. There's a bunch of different variations that you can do, but this is kind of the safest. I got some neck problems, so I don't do anything stupid. I've had a couple neck surgeries, so I don't like to play games with my neck, so I don't go very heavy. It's more or less just an exercise to kind of control all the muscles under and behind there. And then the other thing you can do is you can do these behind. These are actually really good. Just by hanging them up here. You can do it with the bar too. It's easier with the dumbbells though. Same way. Again, 4 to 8, you can do whatever you want. And then you can do barbell shrugs, which is basically the exact same thing. That'll work your traps. Deadlifting will work your traps. We'll show that later on. Rack pulls or hit your traps. We'll show that later on. But that's the end of this sequel. Hope you learned something. Like I say, we'll be doing a little bit more hardcore stuff eventually here. Right now we're just going through, these are some of these questions that I was asked. So I'm going to filter through some of these. The people had questions about certain exercises and stuff. So I'm going to throw these in first, and then we'll go from there. So I want to make sure we thank Brian and Janet for letting us use their gym, The Edge, today. Like I say, he's open up early so we can get in here and do a taping. You may see him along the future, stepping in and showing us what everything's all about. So like I say, appreciate you viewing. If you have any questions, they're going to have a link to the bottom as far as an email. If you have any questions or any comments, hey, I'm free to hear anything you got to say. Have a good one.